Margalit and Raz argued for the importance of membership in a certain cultural group. If they are right in their emphasis on cultural traditions in that membership in flourishing cultural group enhance one's autonomy, then difference-blind liberalism is wrong to argue that cultural differences are irrelevant to public policy. So perhaps what liberals should say is that when cultural exemptions support individual autonomy, they should be put in place, but when they undermine individual autonomy, they should be opposed. Two philosophers, Margalit and Raz, have recently argued that it is important to preserve cultural traditions. Margalit and Raz are liberal philosophers, but they reject difference-blind liberalism. This is because they hold that cultural groups should be able to live in accordance with their own principles. They call this self-determination. There is a close connection between self-determination and cultural exemptions. This is because cultural exemption makes self-determination possible for cultural minority groups. Margalit and Raz argued that the argument of a flourishing cultural group enhances one's autonomy. Cultural background has a huge influence on the kinds of work people can do, the kinds of activities they enjoy. Margalit and Raz allow that people can choose to adopt a new culture, perhaps as a result of moving to another country. They suggest that the process is painful and rarely complete. They want to reject the idea that people who lose some aspect of their culture can compensate simply by adopting a new cultural. This is because their cultural will always huge its damaging effect on them. They argued the well-being of an individual depends on the well-being of their cultural group. If Margalit and Raz are right, their argument has to be taken seriously by liberals. This is because in return to the idea the flourishing cultural group enhances one's autonomy. This might be taken to suggest that difference-blind liberalism is wrong to argue that cultural differences are irrelevant to public policy. Liberals hold that laws and public policy have to support people in living autonomous lives. So, if